challenger standing to my right. He hails from uptown Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 185 pounds. He is the smoothest man in professional wrestling, Mr. Wildside, Tito Torres. And his opponent, he hails from the Feywild, weighing in at 190 pounds. He is your reigning and defending WWN Multimedia Champion, the next 220, Zavior.
Title match action here on Proving Ground, the Multimedia Championship on the line as Drake Zavior, the defending champion, takes on Tito Torres. Sai Stevens here again with Dan Lydon and, of course, the Feral Freak Gunther. Dan, we got some title match action. What do you think?
Should be a very interesting contest. You got a champion like Drake Zavior who's not opposed to taking on any challengers. And then you got forgive me here, Tito Torres, one half of the Wild Side. Do I have that right?
Yes, Tito Torres recently severing ties with Benji Neptune, wanting to go off on his own, and it looks like it's working for him because he's already #1 contender for that Multimedia Championship.
Be interesting to see how he takes to going from tag team competition to singles competition, but he's showing Drake Zavior, while he's not necessarily as experienced in singles contest, he's not somebody Drake Zavior should be sleeping on.
But you have to wonder, the presence of Benji Neptune at ringside right now, will that have a factor, a psychological effect maybe on Tito Torres?
Absolutely, it would have to be. I mean, he's got that distraction. He has that bad blood with Benji Neptune. I think it could only pose as a distraction to Tito Torres. As we're seeing here, the crowd getting behind Drake, getting behind Benji Neptune, and I'm not seeing Tito shake that off as well as he would hope.
Only time will tell if it really does have an effect on him here in this bout. I mean, you know Benji Neptune, he must be out there because the feud's not over. The rivalry's not over. Even though he severed ties and they're not a team, Benji, he hasn't forgotten the post-attack.
Absolutely not. Maybe that's why we see Benji Neptune on the outside. Maybe he's here to just kind of play those mind games deliberately on Tito Torres. Maybe he's there to get in his head.
But regardless of who's at ringside, we have action going on in the ring. Tito Torres with a knee to the gut, stopping the wrist lock attempt from Drake Zavior. Blasts him with that forearm right in the face.
Big leg lariat coming off the ropes there. Staggering Tito Torres, getting him off his feet and setting him back off the ropes. Let's see what Drake follows it up with. Big back elbow. Sends Tito Torres right back down the mat, slowing Torres down.
There we go, first pinfall attempt. I was just about to say, when you have someone in the ring, a blue chipper like Tito Torres, the second you get him down, you need to go for the cover right away.
Absolutely. There we see Drake Zavior getting the crowd behind him, come off the rope. Big forearm to the face. To see how he follows this up, hitting the ropes one more time. Tito dropping down. Whoa! Drake Zavior, no effort needed. Getting Torres up onto his shoulders. Torres fighting out with those elbows. Sends Drake Zavior off the ropes, follows it up with the big textbook drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick, and he was admiring his work before the cover. Not a wise decision to do on the champion like Drake Zavior.
Absolutely. Absolutely, that 1 extra second, that could have been all the difference between walking home without a belt and walking home the victor.
I have to ask, Dan, what do you think about the newfound attitude of Tito Torres? I mean, like we said, no longer a team with Wildside with Benji, and he's on his own, but he has a bit of a brash attitude. What do you think about that?
I don't disagree. He's got a brash attitude, but you know what? What we're seeing here tonight, definitely a more aggressive side of Tito Torres. Definitely more in control, in charge. Go along with that brash attitude, and as of right now, I don't think that's a bad route for him to go. He's been saddled with Benji Neptune for so long now. He's out here proving he can do the job on his own, that he doesn't need a man in his corner.
Dan, I have to disagree with you. I wouldn't say he was saddled with Benji Neptune. Benji Neptune is a great up-and-coming athlete himself, and they were a great team.
No, absolutely, but Tito obviously feeling overshadowed by Benji Neptune, and he's just taking out his frustrations here on Drake Zavior and trying to prove to everyone that he doesn't need to be in a tag team to be successful. He doesn't need to be with Benji Neptune. He is a standalone athlete, and he's a standalone talent, and he's out here to prove it tonight.
It's hard to disagree with that, but like you said, that brash attitude and taking his frustrations out, blatantly breaking the rules in front of the referee multiple times. That's not what he's all about. That's not the Tito Torres I know.
For a pinfall, near fall. Drake Zavior just getting that shoulder up.
And this crowd here in Port Richey telling Tito Torres exactly what they think of him.
They're letting their opinions be known, and Tito, he cannot let that get into his head. He cannot let the crowd distract him. He's got to keep control of this match and keep his eye on the prize as Drake Zavior fights his way up and starts fighting out of this hold.
He needs to follow up with something big, though. Ooh! And as soon as you blink, Drake Zavior is back down on the canvas again. You could see the frustration mounting in Tito Torres every time he goes for a pinfall attempt and Drake Zavior kicks out. But he's got to keep his cool. He's got to keep his cool if he wants to win that Multimedia Championship.
Absolutely. Losing his composure is not going to do him any favors in this matchup. He's still not as seasoned as a singles competitor as he was as a tag team competitor. He can't let these fans distract him. He's got to keep his eye on the prize and go for the gold.
Oh, beautiful jawbreaker. Great presence of mind by Drake Zavior. And that delayed side salto suplex. Go for the cover. Come on, Drake. Wasting valuable time right now. He better hope whatever he goes for next. Oh! And you see, it bit him. Wasting time.
Absolutely. Big lion salt. Tito Torres' presence of mind to get his knees up, and just like that, he's back in control.
But that just shows you the fighting spirit of Drake Zavior. He missed that lion salt. The knees caught him right in the midsection, but he kicked out, and he's still in it.
Absolutely big fisherman suplex.
Beautiful bridge.
Drake Zavior just not knowing the meaning of the word quit, kicking out of everything Tito Torres throws at him. And Tito just absolutely getting frustrated by this, laying in those punches right to Zavier's face.
We talked about how that frustration mounts throughout a match when you can't put your opponent down, and it was evident right there with those multiple forearm and fist strikes right to Drake Zavior.
Absolutely, Tito going up into the high red district, see if this pays off for him, what you got planned. Big splash, and Drake Zavior rolls a nat 20 for ring awareness. Manages to get out of the way, and here he is. He's mounting a big comeback now, and he's just one small burst of offense, and both men are down. This is now anybody's contest.
He took everything he had, every last bit of energy to hit that European uppercut while Tito Torres was in a seated position, and now they're both down. I think it's safe to say the first one to get to their feet has the distinct advantage.
Absolutely, it's anybody's contest. Whoever gets that first shot in, it's going to be in their favor. And there you go, Drake Zavior, big European uppercut, hitting the ropes, running European uppercut, staggering Tito Torres, big lucha style drop kick. Tito sent off into the corner.
full head of steam. Ooh, and a miss there, but a boot connects. That innovative offense of Drake Zavior. Beautiful diamond dust. Tito out on his feet, falling directly into that bottom turnbuckle.
We've seen this before. He's not a position you want to be in with Drake Zavior in the ring with you. He's running in.
Oh, like a missile with that reverse cannonball. Goes for the cover. That's got to be it.
Tito just getting that shoulder up. Referee a little bit out of position. Don't know if he was in the best spot to make a proper call on that pinfall, but from our position, I'd have to agree. Looks like Tito Torres just barely escaping that pin.
The referee in a contest like this needs to be in the best positions to make these calls. He doesn't want to make a mistake with a match of this magnitude.
And there's Tito countering, flipping over behind Drake Zavior, finding his eyes and just going to town, breaking him in the eyes, and then sends him outside to the floor. Oh, no, Drake's able to hang on and clamber back up onto the apron. Let's see what happens here now.
Tito Torres following him to the apron. I don't know if that's such a wise move. That's a very precarious spot to be in. We all know that the apron's the hardest part of the wrestling ring. I wouldn't want to be up there with them.
Absolutely not. Not for nothing. It's not like the apron has a whole lot of space to be fighting back and forth on. One wrong move, you can easily tumble to the outside, even if you're having the advantage. Both men just teeing off on each other.
Trading strikes back and forth, and a double big boot sends them both crashing down to the floor. Referee starting his count. You would hate to see a match of this magnitude end on a double count out. You want to see a clear-cut winner in a match like this.
Absolutely. Benji on the outside, firing up, trying to get the crowd behind Drake Zavior. Both men fighting, trying their hardest to get back into the ring. The referee not breaking his count. He's already at 8. Could be anybody's contest. It could be nobody's contest at this point.
Oh, Tito Torres with a cheap shot to Benji Neptune. Referee calls for the bell. They're going at it on the floor.
Absolutely. Drake Zavior able to retain his title, it seems, but Benji and Tito on the outside, and there it is. The culmination of everything we've said up to this point in this match. Tito letting the frustration get to him, letting Benji distract.
Let's get that official word, Dan. Let's get the official word.
And still your WWN Multimedia Champion, Drake Zavior.
Dan Lydon, you were correct. Drake Zavior retaining the Multimedia Championship. Maybe not the strongest victory that he would have hoped for, but he walks away with the gold. Benji and Tito, this rivalry is far, far from over.
I would absolutely have to agree with you. We'll be very interested to see what happens between these two competitors here in the future.